Okay, so after learning about the important points about the shear force and bending moment diagrams, let us try to solve one simple numerical. So this is the data which is given to you. The question is you need to draw the shear force and bending moment diagram for the loaded beam. So we'll start with the first step. So first step will be we calculate the reactions. So to calculate the reactions, we'll apply the equilibrium condition. So first condition we will apply is the summation of Fy is equal to 0, that is vertical force is equal to 0. So summation of Fy is equal to 0. So we need to take all the vertical forces. So here we have Ra value reaction, and at another support we have reaction Rb, which are vertically upward. So vertically upward values we will consider as positive, and vertically downward values we will consider as negative. So here we will have Ra plus Rb, and negative values we'll write on the right hand side of the equal to sign. So that is 5 kilonewton. Then we have a UDL, so we need to convert that UDL into point load. So to convert that UDL into point load, that will act at the center point, and the intensity will be the load multiplied by distance. So 3 multiplied by 4. So our point load will be downward, 3 multiplied by 4, so that is 12. So plus 12 and plus 10. So here you will have one equation, that is Ra plus Rb is equal to 27. Let us give this a number, equation number 1. Then apply second equilibrium condition, that is summation of moment about any point, that is any support point is equal to 0. Here we will take summation of moment about F point is equal to 0. So we need to take moment of all the forces which are on the left hand side of the point F. So first point is Ra, so it will move like this. So it will be Ra multiplied by total distance of a beam, which is equal to 3 plus 1 plus 4 plus 3 plus 1, which is around 12, and it is clockwise, therefore we write it as positive. Then second force is 5 kilonewton. This will move in this direction, so it will move the point F in the anti-clockwise direction. So here the sign will be negative, so minus 5 multiplied by distance is 9 meter. Again next force will be the point load, 3 multiplied by 4, so that is 12 multiplied by 6, and we have one more force, and it is again anti-clockwise, so that is 10 multiplied by 1, and this equals to 0. So if you see this equation, you have only one unknown to solve, that is Ra. So if you can solve this, you will get the value of Ra, which is coming around 10.58 kilonewton. So you got your one reaction Ra 10.58. Now if you put this value in the equation number 1, you will get your Rb value as 16.42 kilonewton. Now how this is coming? You put 10.58 in this equation number 1, which we already have, right? So we got both the reactions Ra and Rb. So whether to check your answers are correct or not, the summation of both of this value must be equal to 27. So once you get the reaction value, you can start finding the shear force values in different portions. So let us start that. For shear force diagram, we need to divide our beams into different portions. So first portion AB. So in the part AB, what we do? We take section XX at a distance x from point A. So take section XX at distance x from point A. So from A point we are taking a section XX at any distance x. So let us start in the portion AB. So shear force Sx, that is x from A, that is nothing but only RA value. Right, here we are considering the distance between 0 less than or equal to x less than 3. So first portion AB is 3 meters. So in this portion we have only one force, that is RA. So here the shear force value, we know the value of RA, that is 10.58 kilonewton. So in the portion AB, from point A and up to just left of B, right? So here my value of SB, just left of B, because at B point we have a force. So just left of B, the value will be 10.58 kilonewton. Right, this will remain constant. Then let us move to the second portion, that is portion BC. Now when we reach to the portion BC, my shear force value will be nothing but RA minus 5. RA is vertically upward, so positive. 5 is vertically downward, so negative. RA minus 5. Here my range will be 3 less than x less than 4. So between 3 and 4. So I know the value of RA, that is 10.58 minus 5. So 10.58 minus 5, you will get 5.58 kilonewton shear force. So this will be the SB value just right of B and SC value just left of C. Then let us move to the next portion, that is portion CD. Here shear force value will be, when I reach to the portion CD, so Sx value will be RA minus 5, right, minus, now I have a UDL here, right. So for that we have to apply an equation, that is W into x minus 4. 4 is the distance of UDL, right. So in this UDL there is a different values you will get. So how, now let us calculate this, or let us put the values. Before that, the range will be 4 less than x less than 8. Here it will be linearly varying. So let us put the value, that is 10.58 minus 5 minus W value is 3 and x minus 4. Now let us consider different values of x. So at x is equal to 4, that is the just right of C. Just right of point C. So the shear force value just right of C, SC, will be equal to, we need to put x is equal to 4 here, so it will be 10.58 minus 5 only, so 5.58, and at x is equal to 8, that is called just left of D, so that will be SD, and that will be equal to, we need to put x is equal to 8 here, so you will get 10.58 minus 5 minus 12. So if you do the summation of that, you will get the value around minus 6.42 kilonewton. So here you need to remember this step for UDL. Every time when we have a UDL, we do this type of stuff. So this will be for portion CD. Now let us move to the next portion, that is portion DE. Okay, now let us move to the portion DE. So here in portion DE, your range will be between 8 and 11. So 8 is less than x less than 11. Now here your Sx value will be shear force, that is Ra minus 5 minus point load of UDL, that is W into 4. So you know the value of Ra, that is 10.58 minus 5 minus 3 into 4, which will be minus 6.42 kilonewton. So here at both the point, if you put the values of x, so at x is equal to 8, you will get minus 6.42. At x is equal to 11, you will get minus 6.42, because there is no force in between portion D and E. And last portion, that is portion EF, you have your Sx value, that is equal to Ra minus 5 minus W into 4 minus 10 kilonewton. Here your range will be between 11 less than x less than or equal to 12. So we know all the values, so this can be replaced by minus 6.42 minus 10, so you will get the value here as minus 16.42 kilonewton. So this is how you can calculate the shear forces in all the different parts of your beam. Now let us calculate the bending moments in all the different parts. So for bending moment diagram, again we need to divide it into AB first. The range will remain the same, that is 0 x less than or equal to 3. So mx will be equal to force multiplied by distance in the portion AB. So if you see the portion AB, you have only one force, that is Ra, multiplied by the section distance x. So 10.58 multiplied by x value. So now which x value we need to take? So here we need to put x is equal to 0 first, and then x is equal to 3. So if at x is equal to 3, x is equal to 0, this moment value at point A becomes 0, and at x is equal to 3, your moment, so x is equal to 3 is point B, so that you will get moment at point B 31.74 kilonewton into meter. Now let us move to the second portion, portion BC. Here the range will be 3 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 4, and your moment mx will be equal to, we need to take moment of on the left hand side from the section which is taken in the portion BC. So here you have first reaction value, that is Ra multiplied by up to distance x. Then we need to take the moment of 5 kilonewton force, so that is anti-clockwise, so minus 5 into x minus 3, because we have taken a section XX in the portion BC. Right, now we need to put different values of x in this. So let us say at x is equal to 3, if you put the values here, your moment at point B you will get as 10.58 into 3 5 into 3 minus 3. So if you solve this, you will get this value as 31.74 kilonewton into meter, and at x is equal to 4 meter, again you need to put the value. So here you are 4 meter, you have moment at point C, so that will become 10.58 multiplied by 4 minus 5 into 4 minus 3. So here you will get your value as 37.32 kilonewton into meter. Then we move to the next portion, that is portion CD. Here your range of values for x will be 4 and 8. So 4 less than or equal to x, less than or equal to 8. Now here it is a UDL, so your shape of diagram will be parabolic. So let us find out the moment first. So mx in this section will be equal to Ra multiplied by x minus 5 into x minus 3 and minus w into x minus 4 square divided by 2. Force multiplied by distance divided by 2 and multiply by distance, that is the force multiplied by distance, which is the moment value, right? So if I simplify this is nothing but multiply by distance of the distance, that is x minus 4 divided by 2. So now let us put the different values of x in this. So at x is equal to 4, you will get moment value at point C. So if you put x is equal to 4 in above equation and solve it, you will get the value as 37.32 kilonewton into meter. And if you put x is equal to 8 in the same equation above, you will get moment at point D, which comes out to be around 35.64 kilonewton into meter. Now let us move to the next portion, that is portion DE. Again, first we'll write the range of DE, that is 8 and 11. So mx will be is equal to Ra multiplied by x minus 5 into x minus 3 minus w into w multiplied by 4, that is the point loaded, and into x minus 6. So now let us put the values at x is equal to 8. You will get your value as moment at point D as 35.64, and at x is equal to 11, you will get moment at point E, which comes out to be 16.38. And in the last, moving to the last portion, portion EF. So in portion EF now, the range will 11 and 12. So 11 less than or equal to x, less than or equal, your mx value will be Ra multiplied by x minus 5 into x minus 3 minus w into 4 into x minus 6 minus 10 into x minus 11. So again, at x is equal to 11, you will get your moment at point E as 16.38 kilonewton into meter, and at x is equal to 12, you will get moment at F, which comes out to be 0. So you need to observe that at simple supported joint and at roller joint, your moment value will always be 0. So if you observe your answers, we got your moment at A point is equal to 0, and we got moment at the last roller support point F point is equal to 0. We calculate the bending moments at different points. Now after that, we need to calculate the maximum bending moment. So to calculate maximum bending moment, is a point where shear force is equal to 0, right? So let us take any distance x in my beam, consider that point as shear force 0, right? So your okay, now this bending moment we will consider after drawing the shear force and bending moment diagram. So let us start drawing the diagrams first. So let us, to draw the diagram, we need the problem data. So again, I'll draw the beam. So let us say this is our beam, which is given to us. This is simply supported over here, a roller support on this point. We have a 5 kilonewton load here, then we have a UDL in between, that is 3 kilonewton per meter, and we have a 10 kilonewton load here. This is the data given to us. The distance is 3 meter, 1 meter, 4 meter, again 3 meter and 1 meter. So what we do, we take projections at each point. So let us take projections of these points, and then we start drawing the diagrams. So I'm just taking the projections of all the important points which are there. So you also do the same thing in your notebook. Take the projections of all the important points before drawing the diagram. Once you are done with the projection, we'll start first with the shear force diagram always. Okay, so let's start with the shear force diagram. So to draw that, we need to draw a baseline first. So this is the baseline. Okay, once you're drawn your baseline, then you need to start from the left hand side point or right hand side point, whatever is your liking. So we know the values of shear force at all the points. So at A point, we got our shear force value as 10.58 positive. So we'll draw a line which goes above the 0 line, and we write the value 10.58. So this is point A, B, C, D, E, and the last point F. So from point A to B, if you observe, there is no force. So whenever there is no force between any two points, the shear force value will remain constant. So I'll draw a horizontal line. Then at point B, we have a 5 kilonewton force which is going downwards, right? So this value here will be 10.58 minus 5. So I need to go down, and this value you will get as 5.58. Now again from B to C there is no force, so again a straight line. So here this value will be 5.58. Now between C and between D you have a UDL. So we know the value of shear force at point D. If you see our calculation, our shear force at point D was minus 6.42. That will be below the, so minus 6.42 is written this points with a straight line. Right, this is how you draw the shear force diagram for UDL. Now again between D to E there is no force, so it will be a straight line. Now when we reach at point E, the shear force value is 10 kilonewton downward, so minus 6.42 minus 10. So we need to add, so we'll reach at minus 16.42. And again from E to F there is a straight line. So we draw a straight line from E to F and the value remains here minus 16.42. And if you see at point F we have a reaction F and that is equal to plus 16.42. So ultimately we will meet back to zero line. So here if you want to check whether your calculations are correct or not, you can check it by observing the starting line, that is we start from 0, and observing the ending point, we end at 0 always in drawing the shear force diagram. So whatever is above the baseline, that is positive, whatever is below the baseline, that is negative. So this is how you draw the shear force diagram. Now once you draw this shear force diagram, now we can calculate the maximum bending moment point. Right, now before calculating that, let us draw the bending moment diagram as well. So again, to draw the bending moment diagram, we'll draw a baseline first. Now we know the values of bending moment at each and every point, right? So we'll mark those points first and then we'll join those points. So at bending moment A we got the value as 0. At bending moment at point B the value was 31.74. So let us mark a point and write a value 31.74 kilonewton into meter. Then at bending moment at point C we got the value as 37.32. So it is just a little higher, 37.32. Then bending moment at point D we got the value as 35.64. So 35.64 we mark here. Then bending moment at E we got the value as 16.38. And again back to 0, bending moment at F is 0. Now how to join these lines? So to join these lines, if there is no force or there is a point load, we can join that with a linear line. So here there will be a linear line, no force, between B to C, linear line. Now there is a UDL between the C and D. So to join these points we need to use a parabolic curve. So here a parabola is used. Again there is a straight line and straight line back to 0. Right, so this is a parabola for UDL portion. Now if you see this diagram very closely, you can see at this point your shear force is changing the sign from positive to negative. So whenever your shear force changes your sign from positive to negative, at that point you either have maximum bending moment or minimum bending moment. So here we can see we are getting the maximum bending moment value. So how to calculate that maximum bending moment value? To calculate that bending moment, we need to consider assume that let us say this is a distance x from point A. Right? So let us calculate the maximum bending moment now. So maximum bending moment we are getting where shear force is 0. That is the another observation. Here at this point shear force is 0. Right? So how we can get this? So let us say we can write this as dm by dx is equal to 0 also. right? So if we take a section X, so we can have this as 10.58 minus 5 minus 3 into x minus 4 is equal to 0. So if you solve this, you will get your x value as 5.86 meter. X is at 5.86 meter, right? Now there is another way to find this. You can consider this portion as a similar triangle, and you can apply the similar triangle rule and find out the value of x, right? Once you get this value of x, we take moment about this point either from left hand side or from right hand side. So maximum bending moment will be equal to first is Ra multiplied by x minus 5 into okay, so if you calculate the value of maximum bending moment, you will get the value around 42.5 kilonewton to meter. Now don't worry if you are not understanding how to get these values. We'll have another separate session that how to calculate this maximum bending moment value, right? And we'll understand these values once again. But the main purpose of this session was to make you understand how to calculate the shear force values and how to calculate the bending moment values and how to calculate the shear force and bending moment diagrams, how to draw those, what is the logic, what is the technique of drawing this, right? So this completes our first numerical of how to draw shear force and bending moment diagram. In the next numericals, we'll try to solve the more complex problems and also find out the maximum bending moment values as well.